From one thing, know 10,000. Miyamoto Musashi, he talks about being able to learn simple lessons that can apply across the board. That's what we talk about here every day. We follow primarily the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, 20-year bonds, and gold. We also throw in Bitcoin for good measure occasionally, but again, what we are looking to do are follow trends. We are trend followers. We particularly like weekly vertical crossovers. That's when the weekly chart crosses over the price percent oscillator going up. It shows us a big change in investor sentiment, and typically you can ride that gravy train to success in your practice trades. We're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. We do all of this for free. Yes, we have a book and a Patreon page, but man, just join us 10 to 15 minutes a day, every day, for as long as it takes for you to figure this stuff out. This is about doing a little bit of work every single day. But you know what most people won't do? They won't do it every single day. They want a real quick, easy answer. And there is no real quick, easy answer. Now, the answer we have is an easy one, but it takes a little bit of time. And if you're not willing to put that time in, then I hope you like the sound of my voice, because that's the full benefit you're going to get from it. But if you're willing to devote the time and energy a little bit every day, the world, my friends, is your oyster. Now, let's talk about what we see going on. Market up for the day on the S&P up 0.79%. We can see, however, that this price percent oscillator is barely hanging above the red signal line. Derivative oscillator losing momentum. Two-day chart. Well, what we ended up having on the latest two-day chart, because the market was closed on Monday, the Friday candle became just a Friday candle. And of course, with that down movement, it crossed over going down right after it had very weakly tried to cross over going up. So again, what do we see here? We see a sideways slide going on and a lot of weakness on the two-day and on the weekly. So again, pay close attention. Do try practice trading these things, because you're going to learn a lot from it, particularly if you fill out your trade worksheet. And again, trade worksheets are in your show notes every single day. If you're not a subscriber, go to chartingwealth.com, sign up. Also, click that subscribe button if you're watching the YouTube video. That helps us out a lot and helps us share information with more people. And my friends, don't be afraid to share this information with your friends. You're not going to ruin it for yourself. In fact, the more people that follow trends, probably the better for what we do. So again, share the info that you have. But let's look at what we see on the half-day chart. You can see that big drop on Friday, and then, of course, Tuesday up in the morning and the afternoon, but still negative on the price percent oscillator. So we'll continue to watch and see how these charts sort themselves out. Now, the Nasdaq, big gainer for the day, 1.46%. But when we look at the Nasdaq, the high back on the week ending the 8th of January was 319.39, 317.53 last week, and so far this week, 316. So hitting lower highs as we go down the board. Not good. We can see that reflected in the price percent in the derivative oscillator losing momentum. And look, price percent oscillators trying to cross over further going down. We did have it crossover going down back on Friday the 15th. Like I said, up for the day, but look at that price percent oscillator still negative, derivative oscillator negative. So losing energy and momentum. Two-day chart, what's it doing? Well, of course, big down day on Friday. Again, this is just a one-day candle because the market was closed on Monday. Things did not reset. It's not how the software works. So what we see is the price percent oscillators flat. Derivative oscillators still gaining a little downward momentum. We'll continue to watch and see how that makes its way throughout the course of this shortened trading week. And what do we see with the half-day chart? Up in the morning, further up in the afternoon. Still hasn't crossed over. Let's see how things look on Wednesday. And again, forgive me if I get Tuesday confused with Monday. Market was closed Monday for the Martin Luther King holiday here in the States. That's where we are on stocks. Let's go to bonds, up for the day 0.32%. Green, solid green candle forming for the week. That means a slowdown in the down movement. Price percent oscillator still going down. Derivative oscillator going down on the weekly chart. 2-day chart. Look at that sideways slide that's underway. Still negative, but sliding sideways. So again, pay attention. Derivative oscillators losing some momentum. And the half-day chart, again, popped up on the afternoon of Wednesday and really been sliding sideways since then. So we'll continue to watch and see where these things go. Again, the Biden inauguration takes place, and we'll sort of see what the president's new course is, how much the markets like it. Right now, of course, what we're seeing is sort of a lull, saying, you know, hey, what's really going to go on? What's really going to happen? And again, the market will give us signals, discernible signals, as to what's going on. So far, things up a little bit. So we'll continue to watch and see. Now, lastly, before we'll touch on Bitcoin, we go to gold. Gold up for the day 0.85%. And again, remember, we would expect bonds and gold to both be going down if the market's going up. I mean, typically, you don't necessarily need to be in gold or in bonds if the market's doing well. And the adverse is true. Money tends to flood into bonds when the market's not doing good. Everything up for the day, it's just sort of confusing and not healthy. Not healthy. We like things to move in discernible manners. But we see slowdown in the down movement on gold. You see gold is still negative on our weekly chart. And a slowdown in the down movement. Price percent oscillator heading down. Derivative oscillator about flat. Go to the 2-day chart. What do we see there? Again, a slowdown in that down movement. Price is right there, just below, just at the 2-day trend line. And of course, we see it losing a little bit of downward momentum on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator heading down. And the half-day chart, it's still negative too. I keep wanting and waiting for gold to turn around and slam up, but it's not done it yet. Nice up day though, 1.45%. I'm sorry, 0.85%. The total price change is 1.45, or the net change was. But as far as percentage goes, 0.85%. So we'll continue to keep our eye on gold and see what it does as we keep moving through this new year. Now, lastly, what's Bitcoin up to? Up 3.63% for the day. And of course, we have a red open box candle. That is a slowdown in the up movement. That price percent oscillator is flattening. Derivative oscillator going into its second week of down movement. 2-day chart. Ooh, look at that 2-day heading down. We can see where things peaked at 40,793 and really just sort of slimming down, losing energy. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. Price percent oscillator hasn't crossed over going down, but again, losing some momentum there. Half-day chart, again, not doing much, staying negative. Derivative oscillator losing some downward momentum, but that price percent oscillator still heading down. So, not in the market to be practice trading Bitcoin right now. I'm just still watching to see it digest and see what it's going to do. When's it going to move up and penetrate this line that it hit at about the $41,000 mark or so? We'll continue to watch, keep our eye on things, and see what the next move in Bitcoins are. You know, Bitcoin will move up, move down, move sideways, move up, move sideways. I mean, it'll go back and forth, particularly when we look at our big charts. But you know what's beautiful about our chart? Look how accurate that weekly chart can be for you, particularly when you couple it with the 2-day chart. Again, had some great jumping in points on these last moves. I hope you are using what we teach if you're interested in Bitcoin to chart it and practice trade it. Remember, we're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. You want to support our work here at the channel? We've got great benefits for you. The best thing we have going at any of our levels of Patreon support, first thing you get, 3-part series, Charting Your Way to Wealth. And if you don't have our book, I've got an autographed copy waiting here on the desk for you. Follow the link in the show notes to Patreon support or book buying. We so appreciate you. God bless. All the best. Let us hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com.